The Maine Museum of Photographic Arts is presenting an exhibition right now that is almost certainly like nothing you've seen before.
The woman behind it is Barbara Peacock, a photographer who has lived in Maine for about the past decade. She traveled around the state for this project and around the entire country.
The photographs that Barbara Peacock has taken for this series grab your attention and don't let go. They are photos of people in the most intimate place in their homes, the bedroom.
Do you remember what the inspiration was, what it was that was the seed that got planted in your head?
I absolutely do, because it was a precise moment.
That moment was in 2015, around sunrise one day, when she was looking out her bedroom window.
And when I turned around, this low cascading warm amber light was hitting my husband, who was wrapped up in all the blankets with his feet hanging down, and it was beautiful, a Renaissance light, except he had this snore mask on. So the whole thing had this dichotomy of beauty and a little bit of the absurd.
Ideas for the project immediately began to swirl around in her head.
So I started thinking about this in an anthropological way, like, what does our bedroom say about us? Even without a person even in there, it says a lot. Now put a person in there, and on top of that, have that person make a statement. It all kind of came to me in an instant.
Eventually, Barbara Peacock traveled to all 50 states, taking more than 400 photos. She called the project American Bedroom.
What do you like about this photo?
I like pretty much everything about this photo. He's sleeping outside because it's about 110 degrees in California at this time. Very, very hot, like your head's burning when you walk outside.
What made you think that you could just go up to people you didn't know and ask them, can I take photos of you in your bedroom?
It just sort of happened slowly, insidiously. First I said to my friends, hey, I have this idea, what do you think? They'd say, oh, that's a cool idea. I'm like, would you do it? Well, one of them said, yes, I'll do it. So I said, okay, let's make a date.
That approach was the exception. Most of Peacock's subjects she hadn't known, hadn't met, had never heard of. They were people she found on her travels across America.
So what I learned was, if you go to a diner or a hardware store or a beauty salon in smaller towns, everybody knows everybody. So now I can say, I'm doing this project and I'm looking for folks who would be interviewed and potentially photographed. And someone might, oh, my Aunt Emma, she's crazy, she'll do it. So, you know, I go and photograph Aunt Emma. And so it just kind of went like that.
Sex is sometimes an element in these photos, but this is not a series about sex, right?
Not at all. These photographs there's nothing untoward in any of these photographs. If you look at all the photographs that show nudity, they're all tender. They're all tender moments of people holding on to one another.
What people are wearing or not wearing becomes part of the story, but only part.
I don't think I would strip off my clothes for a perfect stranger, but some people did, because a lot of people in this life are unseen, unheard, and this was their chance to be seen.
One of the things that I so like about this series is just seeing the stuff that people have in their bedrooms. You could take out the people and still, I mean, the spacesuit, the Star Wars stuff.
Yeah. That's why I always, if someone wanted to be photographed for this project, no matter if I'd already done 5 that day and I was tired, I always said yes, because you never know.
There is an undercurrent of sadness in so many of these photos, of dreams that didn't come true and probably aren't ever going to.
There is a lot of sadness in this world in general. And I think in some ways, maybe that is why those particular people opened their door to me, because they wanted to have a voice and they wanted to be seen, because there's a lot of unseen people. And this was their chance to have something to say to the world, as it turns out.
When you come to the very end of your life and are looking back on American Bedroom, what do you think you're most going to remember?
I think I am glad that I had the opportunity to be a conduit to tell these people's stories, that's a gift. I don't know where it came from, but I don't think it was all me.
That's a powerful statement. There are a lot of unseen people in this world.
And what an incredible project. Like, to look inside the most vulnerable parts of these people's homes.
Yeah, and what gives you an even better understanding of these photographs is what the people in them told Barbara Peacock about themselves or the pictures she had taken of them.
This photo, for instance, is of April, who at the time was 71 years old and living in Eastport. What she said to Barbara Peacock was 5 words: "I just buried my mommy." Each photo has a statement from the person in it, and many of those statements, as this one does, really touch the heart.
You can see the exhibition of photos from American Bedroom at the Maine Museum of Photographic Arts in Portland. The exhibition will be there until January 31st.
And one other note, there is also a handsome book containing all 90 photos in all from the series. It is called, obviously, American Bedroom.
Oh, I cannot wait to get my hands on that. Good stuff, Rob.